Mike Tirico along with my partner Greg Olson. It's Will Lutz, the kicker, who gets this started. And off we go here from Mile High. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. So the Raiders come out, and Greg, they make a change at quarterback in the offseason. It is now year 13 for Geno Smith, but year 1 in silver and black.
And it didn't take long. Very quickly after Pete Carroll was named the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, he made it a point. He wants Geno Smith to be his quarterback. They have such a great relationship from their time in Seattle. Geno played the best ball of his career for Pete Carroll, and it's no wonder why he's here now under center, and they need him to be the leader of this franchise as they continue to try to build a contending team out in Las Vegas.
That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
Well, it's hard to imagine starting a game much better than that. Great play design. You can tell all week they love that play to start the game, and, man, you can see why.
Play action. It's right at the outset. He lost the football. The Broncos have it. And he's going to score. Do you believe this start? Opening minute of the game. Fumble recovery and a touchdown. Greg, what a terrible play for the offense. You're trying to gain some momentum. Here you not only lose the handle of the ball, you hand the defense 6 points.
And Mike, how often do we see that when a player loses the ball, his confidence is not far behind? And I think in this case, that's where the coaching comes in. Put your arm around him. Hey, we're giving you the ball in this next possession. We believe in you. They've got to get this player back into the flow of the game after that back-breaking turnover that led to the defensive touchdown.
Will Lutz now for the PAT. He knocks it through. Broncos will take a 7-0 lead.
Broncos 7, Raiders nothing.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. This returnable from the 4. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Raiders offense back onto the field for their next possession. Let's see if they can bounce back from the early mistake. That fumble a moment ago returned for a touchdown. The offense gets it back, 1st and 10. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Smith. This one finds Lockett down the left side. And he'll be out of bounds. A pickup, though, of 6.
Out of bounds at the 31-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 4. Run right at the gut with Genty. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Now, following the play, we're going to get a stoppage. There's an injured Bronco. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. Here's a 3rd down and 4. From the gun, it's Geno. He'll try to run for it.
A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Raider first down. and 10 at the 37-yard line.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up first down.
Jacoby Myers was the intended target. And that will lead to a second down.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
That's caught downfield by Tucker. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. A big-time play for Vegas. 32 yards.
It's a gain of 32. First down, Raiders.
The biggest correlation between scoring points in the NFL is your ability to generate explosive plays. And oftentimes, the best explosive plays in the passing game happen when the quarterback is outside the pocket, and great example of it here.
They'll run it straight ahead now with Genji. And despite a nice juke, we're going to get a yard to show for it. Second down.
Brought down by Pat Surtain. 1 yard gain brings up second and 9 at the 30-yard line.
From the shotgun, Smith. And this will be incomplete. Michael Mayer, the tight end, was targeted with that one. Third down coming up.
So something they teach these defenders, especially in the secondary, Mike, is to trust your eyes. Don't panic, don't overcommit until you see where that ball is being thrown. And it's a great example here, the defender just trusting those eyes, breaking on the ball, and he almost comes away with the pick.
From the gun on third down, Smith. Picked off by P.J. Watt. And the Broncos are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on fourth down.
Mike, these are just throws you're not accustomed to seeing, especially from a quarterback that has played this much football. He's been around the NFL for a long time. He's got to make better decisions. Costly mistakes like that are going to kill his team.
So the Broncos come out, and Greg, they are led by their QB of the future. Found their guy with the 6th quarterback selection in the 2024 draft. Second season now for Bo Nix.
Well, it didn't take long for Bo Nix to establish himself as a bona fide starter in this league, winning the position with the Broncos as a rookie. He has all the intangibles, but really what sticks out the most, Mike, is the amount of starts he made in college. It's kind of similar to Brock Purdy. Very experienced at the college level. Let's see how that carries over here to the NFL. A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
From the 29, here's second down and 4. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
The defensive line has to do a better job of contain rushing, especially on third down, Mike. You can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit. Keep the quarterback in the pocket, and when you let him get loose, this is what's going to happen.
A pass complete to the tight end, Evan Ingram. And they'll take this down inside the 35. That's another first down, another big play. The defense has some issues. Gain of 18.
And that's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike. And he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. Nice job there making that happen.
Opening carry of the game, it's J.K. Dobbins. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5. On the ground, here's Dobbins. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
What makes a toss play so good is it allows you to get the ball on the perimeter of the defense really quickly, and it doesn't stress all of your backside blocking. But on the downside, it does get your running back running east and west. They're running sideways for the first couple steps, and with a defense that can run to the ball, they're able to get you down for a loss.
He's going to have the first down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
This has been a really impressive drive, Mike, really from the start, and this is something defenses want to force offenses to do. Methodically work their way down the field, but they've been highly efficient, and now they get another first down.
And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down.
He was brought down at the 13-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the shotgun, here's Nix. And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
They've moved the ball well here, but now face 3rd and 2. Back to throw is Nix. He finds Mims. It's complete. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal.
And the Broncos first down. 1st and goal.
What an impressive drive this has really been, and it's a combination of big plays and 3rd down conversions. Now after that last 3rd down pickup, it's 1st and goal. They got a chance to finish this really impressive drive and come away with 6.
A run on 1st and goal. And this one blown up. Good surge. Drop him. A loss on the play. Back to the 9-yard line.
2nd and goal.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Play action now. It's Nix. Oh, got him again the 2nd time with a sack on this opening drive. Following the play, we've got a Raider who is shaken up down there. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. So the last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Throwing is Nix. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And the drive stalls out as he's brought down. And the field goal unit likely to come on here on 4th and goal.
6 yards. Brings up 4th down and goal.
On 4th down, the veteran Will Lutz for the Broncos field goal.
28-yard attempt.
This, about as short as you can get. Lutz's kick is good. And the Broncos will extend to a 10-0 lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
So following the field goal, Lutz is back out to kick it away. This one taken at the 7. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Smith. Throw left side, taken in by Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds here, and it's only a gain of a yard.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Throwing on 2nd down, Smith. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Number 2, Ashton Genty. A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
3rd down, 3 to go. Working out of the gun, Smith. Got a man, it's Lockett. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A gain of 21 on that pass play. Good for a Raider 1st down.
A gain of 21 yards. 1st down, Raiders.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
That's to the right side, and incomplete.
And it was really the pressure that threw that play off, Mike. I mean, he tries to counter the blitz by going to the quick game, which is fine, but it just seemed like they weren't necessarily on the same page, and results in a drop.
2nd and 10. Now, Gino. Gonna get that complete. Jacoby Myers. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Gain of 16 for the man who wears 16. And a 1st down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. That's 13 more on that play. And quickly, another 1st down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for the fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass, and they can continue to generate these big explosive runs. I don't think they need to go away from it. Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Off the play fake. It's Smith. On the move left. And they'll have 1st and goal. He is down inside the 10-yard line.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the 1st down.
We are through one here on Thursday Night Primetime. It's the Broncos with the early lead. Greg and I back in Denver in just a moment. Quarter two begins. It is Raider football. Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal. As we are ready to get back underway. And this one blown up. Good surge and drop him. A loss on the play, back to the 9-yard line.
Second and goal.
Some defensive ends specialize in getting after the quarterback. Some defensive ends specialize in run game. This guy can really make an impact on both, as we saw here for that tackle for loss.
Now from the 9, it'll be second and goal. In motion is Myers. One more time with Genty. And this a slight improvement over the previous play. He's not going to lose yardage, but he's not gaining any either. It's third down.
1 yard on the play.
And after putting together what's been a long and methodical drive, they suddenly find themselves on the verge of potentially stalling out. So this defense, they can get a stop here. I would feel like a pretty big win on a drive that's largely been dominated by the offense.
Smith from the gun on third down. That's going to be broken up in the end zone. Incomplete. There was no space to fit that one in. And now here comes fourth and goal.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that third down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this fourth down after failing on third. Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Back out is Carlson following the made field goal. And he sends this kickoff away. Jaleel McLaughlin now on the return. Whoa! And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with first and 10. We'll go play action with Hicks. He'll step up and run this.
Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his first and second read, but what they fail to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a play that initially didn't look like it had much of a chance.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second and 5. Hicks gonna keep it on the zone read. And he will slide to a halt, but he does have the first down.
A gain of 6. That's good for a Broncos first down.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run game. Third and short, fourth and short, the ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
Got it into the hands of Mims. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. Call it a gain of 13. First down, Broncos.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on first down.
Brings up second and 2.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hands, and results in a completion.
And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. Second and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
Nix, how to throw it here on first down. A throw left side, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Marvin Mims there. It's second down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down?
And this defense not fooled by the option. They stick with the running back and they get him down for no gain.
I know it's easy from up in the booth, Mike, but I think that's one of those zone reads where the quarterback needs to pull it and keep it himself. The defense was clearly keyed on the running back. Not much room in there. No gain.
He's got his tight end. It's Ingram. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
You saw the guard take a pass set, Mike. He's hoping that defensive tackle just races up the field trying to sack the quarterback, and then you just hand the ball off to your back on a draw. In this case, the defensive tackle does a great job going from pass to run, and he's able to take the back down for a loss.
He connects with Mims. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and third down. Coming up.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
Next, from the gun, on third down. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
Nothing really fancy about that last completion, but what it does do, Mike, is now they are on the doorstep of the end zone. So now they've got to find a way to finish this long drive with a touchdown.
Dobbins. Touchdown! A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Lutz for the extra point. The kick is good, and the Broncos move out in front by the score of 17-3.
Raiders 3.
So now, after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. On the return is Dylan Lowby. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Smith gonna keep this himself. Oh, a loose football. And one of the Raiders able to get back in there and secure possession so they keep the ball.
So even though they avoid the turnover, this is still a play that they're going to coach hard off of. They're going to bring guys into the meeting room next week and say, hey guys, we're not always going to be so fortunate. The ball is not always going to bounce our way. Anybody who handles the ball from the center to the quarterback to any of the ball carriers, the most important aspect of team offense is protecting the ball at all costs. So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional, you become very pass-happy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
And they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack.
We've seen a little bit of a transformation across the defensive tackle position. And what I mean, Mike, is years ago, they were on the interior of the line to stuff the run. They were big bodies taking up space. Now, not only do you have to defend the run, you have to be able to win one-on-one matchups and get to the quarterback.
3rd and 10. Here's Gino. And that is incomplete. Trey Tucker, the intended receiver. And that'll set up 4th down.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
To return, it's Mims. Oh, hello! He is stopped in his tracks on that one. They made sure that return was not going any farther. The Broncos offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They're going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Nix. That's caught left side by Ingram. And he's out of bounds. Gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd down.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game. And you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Nix. Quick throw here is complete. And it'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
Just a simple hitch route. Certainly nothing special there or anything downfield, but the idea is the more of those you throw and those efficient passes, the second the defense moves up to take it away, that's when you go for the big ones.
Quick hitting slant there.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 4. Run with Dobbins. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
It's now 3rd down.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL.
He's going to have that first down, gain of 6, as they convert on third down.
And the Broncos.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Throw across his body is complete. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face second down and 7. Working out of the gun, it's Hicks. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to, what they call, punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend. I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory, and certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on third and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now we got to see if they can come away with some points.
And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7.
Throwing, Nick. A quick lead on the slant. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Looking to convert for the third time on this drive. They'll need another here. It's 3rd and 2. The RPO, that one is complete. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
That's good for the Broncos. First down. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that 3rd down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
Now a timeout, Denver. That's their second, and it'll come with 15 seconds to play in this first half.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. From the shotgun, here's Nick. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
7-yard gain.
And with just 4 seconds left in the first half, a timeout is called.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
On now, it's Will Lutz to try the field goal. This, about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Broncos going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
What a methodical drive to close this half out. I mean, let's not forget, Mike, they get the ball after the break as well, so they get back-to-back. They call it doubling up possessions. Last one of the first half, first one of the second half. It's a great opportunity to put some distance between you and the opponent.
So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away. From a yard deep, he's going to bring it out. And he's going to be taken down. That is going to do it for us in this first half.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you. Second half drawing near. So good to have you back with us here on EA Sports.
Daniel Carlson.
Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Broncos offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. The lead is 17 as they try to maybe pull away in this one. It is 1st and 10. Here's Nix to throw. And that ball incomplete over the middle. Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver, and it'll lead to a second down.
23-yard line.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out front.
Room to run at the 35. And finally, they'll bring him down, but he's up beyond the 45-yard line. A gain there of 23 yards. Good for a Denver first down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. And next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
1st and 10. There's a short one taken by Ingram. He's still on his feet, and he will throw all the way. Evan Ingram, touchdown Broncos. Using the tight end to get to the end zone, Greg, at your old position, you're very familiar with that. That catch and carry, what an ability for your tight end to take it to the house.
Yeah, and this was never really the strength of my game, Mike, but we're seeing so many tight ends around the league who not only are great at securing the catch and making the tough ones, but it's their ability to extend the play after the catch that's separating them, just like we saw here.
Here's Lutz now for the extra point. He's got it. Broncos will extend this third quarter lead.
27, Raiders 3.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. Laube now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. throw. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. They get 11 and quickly pick up the first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. DJ Jones, the big defensive tackle, with the stop.
Second and 9 at the 39-yard line.
Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. They try the zone read. It's Smith on the keeper. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. It'll be a pickup of 10. First down, Vegas.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
On 1st and 10, here's Smith. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
On 2nd down, Smith. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down.
And the Raider first
and 10 now from the 36. In motion is Myers. Whoa. And he is out of bounds down at the 21. Gain of 16 for the man who wears 16. And a first down.
Raiders first down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Genty. And a nice game there on 1st down. He takes it forward for 8 yards.
And as of right now, they find themselves trailing at the moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. I mean, he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
Once again, it's Genty. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
Good drive to this point. Now can you convert on 3rd and 3? From the gun, it's Gino. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he's got the first down. He'll slide to a stop and take it to 1st and goal.
Those plays are killers for a defense. You think you have the quarterback hemmed in. You think you have a chance for your pass rush to get you off the field. Instead, he gets away, picks up some tough yards, and sets his team up 1st and goal.
From the shotgun, it's Smith. The pressure gets there, and down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
All the way back at the 14 now. 2nd down and goal. Working out of the gun, Smith. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete. He was seeking the veteran Tyler Lockett there. And now 3rd and goal coming up.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to
And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Tyler Lockett. Touchdown, Raiders.
And it really just comes down to the protection. You're sitting there 3rd and goal. You have to give your quarterback the opportunity, Mike, to work through all of his progressions, and you need time to do it. Then it just comes down to making the right read, touchdown.
Smith leading them to the line as they get set to go for 2.
The Raiders will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Here we go with Genty. And he will not get to the goal line, so no tacking on 2 points. Still a 3-score game, as the difference is 18. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. McLaughlin now on the return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Broncos offense. And their running back set to go once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10.
So they're not going to get the yardage to reflect it, but I actually thought that was a pretty nice job by the running back, at least getting back to the original line of scrimmage. This offensive line, they've got to do a better job getting him through untouched. His yards before contact got to be better.
On 2nd down, it's Nix. He'll dump this out wide to Dobbins. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Throwing is Nix. They set up the screen for Dobbins. They get 14 out of the screen, and it's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's good for a Broncos 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here. And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest, and while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
Gets to the edge at the 30. And he is out of bounds down at the 21. They get an even 20 on that one. 1st down Broncos.
This is a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
A run with the Central Florida product, R.J. Harvey. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
This play here, Mike, is just all about the get-off of the defensive line. Watch how fast they go when that ball is snapped. Nowhere for this running back except to go down for a loss.
Second down. Nix. Got his man at the 6. And they continue to be tough to stop. Chance to extend the lead even further as they are set up with first and goal.
Now, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
Here's a run. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's second and goal.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
They need 6 for the touchdown. Second and goal. They'll throw. It's Nix. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
A nice drive. This is the 9th play coming up, and they cash it in on 3rd and goal. To the goal line and in. Adam Troutman. Touchdown, Denver. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this 3rd quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the 3rd quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
Lutz for the extra point. He's got it. And the Broncos tack on one more to their lead.
Broncos 34, Raiders 9.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz gonna send this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Raiders offense ready to see what they can do. They try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. From the pistol, Smith. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. That is Johnny Barron, the rookie first-rounder, getting the sack.
So, Mike, look where the corner came from on this blitz. He's all the way on the perimeter of the formation. This particular protection, they're not accounting for what they call corner cat. By the time the quarterback realizes he's blitzing, it's too late, and he's got no choice but to just take the sack.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. From the shotgun, Smith. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
Rough sequence over these last couple plays. 1st down sack, 2nd down big play attempt falls incomplete. And now to make matters worse, you got to operate in 3rd and long on a defense that knows they can just pin their ears back and try to get after the quarterback.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. A pickup of 21 on that connection. Good for a Raider first down.
44-yard line.
Gino. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
2nd down. Smith. He's going to let one go, looking for Myers. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ends up being a wasted down.
After back-to-back incompletions, they now face 3rd down and 10. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
Mike, this isn't real complicated. You're just not going to win a lot of NFL games when you continue to give up sacks at the rate that they are. I mean, this is just a complete disaster for this offensive line, and if they don't get it fixed, this game could be a runaway.
The Raiders have their punt team out there. He's on for the 2nd time and wouldn't mind a carbon copy of that first kick. A fair catch called for and made just beyond their own 15. The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting ready to go back to work. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. On 1st down, here's Nix to throw. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a sack and a loss of a couple.
It's so easy to underestimate the speed of this quarterback until you get on the field. They break down your pursuit angles so quickly because of that speed, so give credit to the defense. They understand it's a collective effort to contain this guy, and this time, defense wins and brings him down for a sack.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They send Sutton in motion. Now, a 2nd down throw for Nix. That's going to be incomplete. Hufford very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force 3rd down.
And I think when you look back on the first half, this was an element of the defense that really was missing. There was a lot of open windows, a ton of green grass for the receivers to make uncontested catches. So nice change of pace here. Continue to force the issue and make these guys earn the catch.
That's going to be incomplete, and the clock will stop. Likely one more play in this 3rd quarter.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the...
And he's going to make a fair catch just beyond his own 40-yard line. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll have more Thursday Night Football after this. throw on first down. Out to his right. Now he'll run. And they get him to the ground, but he's all the way down to the 35-yard line. Terrific start to this drive. Gain of 23 and a first down.
23 yards.
This is an element to his game that we don't necessarily spend a lot of time talking about. He's not known as a traditional runner at the quarterback position. But when he has some space like he had here, he is more than capable of not only converting first downs, but picking up big chunk plays.
A throw right side. Take it in by Tucker.
Out of bounds at the 31-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Gino. That's caught left side by Bowers. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. 11 yards on the pass there. First down, Vegas.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Smith. He gets this one to Tucker. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 10-yard line.
Second and a yard. Man in motion here is Tucker. A second down throw for Smith. Thrust, it's incomplete. He did get the pass off, but he got drilled before he let it go.
It's clear whatever they were trying to set up was not going to work. He went through his entire progression, had nobody to throw the ball to, and just kind of surrenders the play and throws it away.
They'll try to sneak it here. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down. First down. Quite a call there. They go for it on 4th and inches, and it's a gain of 5.
This play should always end up converting a 4th down, especially at this distance. But you can't tell me there weren't some nerves as they sent that play in to snap it. But fortunately, nothing to worry about. The offense gets it done.
Genty, and he'll plunge forward to the 2, setting up 2nd and goal.
He was brought down by Pat Surtain. A pickup of 2 brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
From a little closer, here's 2nd and goal. They'll run with Genty. Trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short.
I typically like to see the play-action pass on the early downs, Mike. Now they find themselves on 3rd down. The defense is more prepared for the pass. They get stopped twice with the run. Do they go back to it a 3rd time and take their chances?
Throwing here on 3rd and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Vegas.
Touchdown, Raiders.
Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least it'll pay off with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Daniel Carlson on to attempt the extra point. He's got it. And the Raiders are able to edge a bit closer.
Broncos 34, Raiders 16.
Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off following the touchdown on the other end. McLaughlin now on the return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line.
First and 10.
The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting ready to go back to work. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Here's Dobbins. A nice pickup, moving it across the 40. We'll give him 6 on that play.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense, and right now it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
From the 41, here's 2nd down and 3. That is caught outline on the RPO, and they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
It's a gain of 11.
A gain of 11 on that one. Good for a Denver first down.
First and 10.
Doing a nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points. It almost seemed like the defender was getting the play call sent into his helmet, just like the quarterback, because he knew the play before they even snapped the ball, and that play had no shot.
Here's a 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, here's Nix. Open man downfield, that's Ingram. And he will score. Evan Ingram, touchdown Broncos. And his 2nd touchdown tonight. And that touchdown probably, Greg, ends any small hopes of a comeback on the other side.
Yeah, and I think those chances, Mike, were small to begin with, but with that last score, I think this one is pretty much over.
Here's Lutz now for the extra point. He gets it to go. Broncos will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter.
Raiders 16.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. Lobby now to return it. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Raiders offense ready to get back at it. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Is complete. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield, so that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions, or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game.
They get 25 on that connection. Good for a Raider first down.
First and 10.
It's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down.
15 more yards.
That one good for 15 and a first down.
First down.
And this completion certainly won't be changing the outcome of the game by any means, but I do think there is something to be said for teams that continue to fight. They continue to try to at least finish this game and have something to build off of going into next week.
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
Second down.
And anytime this offense gets themselves going in the right direction, it just seems like the pass rush finds a way to make a play of their own, and they have completely dominated this game up until this point, Mike. I mean, it is no surprise they're playing with the lead as a result.
Work to do now as they come up on second and long. From the gun, it's Gino. He'll step up and run.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short game.
Third and long. In motion, that's Thornton. From the shotgun, it's Smith. This one's just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. Dante Thornton was the intended target. And that's going to lead to a fourth down.
Little miscommunication there, now brings up third down. It just doesn't appear that the quarterback and the wide receiver were on the same page on that last pass.
Let's see what they do here. This is fourth and long. They'll go. Smith. And he's going to be hit and taken down. They got him with a big-time rush that leads to a turnover on down.
You find yourself down big. It's the fourth quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point. Now they'll try to finish up strong. He'll give it to Dobbins. Past midfield to the 45. And he's going to be taken down. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a first down.
First down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game. Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. Back to throw is Nix. He'll find his tight end. That's Troutman. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
It's the quarterback with a sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's fourth down.
No gain on a quarterback sneak? That's pretty surprising, Mike, anytime we see that happen. There just aren't many plays in the NFL that we consider to be automatic. The quarterback sneak is normally pretty close.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. On now, it's Will Lutz to try the field goal. This a 48-yard attempt. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Broncos will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
So following the field goal, Lutz is back out to kick it away. Laube now to return it. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to take over once again. They'll start out first down and 10. To throw, here's Smith. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And they're going to move the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line. Can't ask for much more. 22 yards on the first play of the drive.
Well, sometimes as a play caller, it's pretty easy. Get the ball into the hands of your best players. In this case, a wide receiver screen. Get it to him quick. Get some blockers out in front. Let him do the rest after the catch, and he picks up the first down.
They'll try to set up the screen to Genty.
You see so many teams wait till third down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on first down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
Throwing on second down, Smith. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. First down, Vegas.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
That one caught by Tucker. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it third and
8. Here's a third down and 4. Working out of the gun, Smith got a man. It's Rocket. So mile-high salutes all around. It's a win for the Broncos. And right away, you can point to the turnover battle. Always key. Tells the story so often. It did here again today. Their offense didn't turn it over at all. They finished on the plus side with the takeaways. As a result, they're going to come away with the victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Broncos are winners. As we say, so long from Denver.